Now, the United Soccer League is preparing to launch a new Division I Pro League set to begin in 2027. And if that new league is approved by US Soccer, it would mean the creation of a league that could rival MLS. The USL currently has 26 teams competing in second division and third division leagues, but the new proposed first division could serve as a direct competitor to Major League Soccer, with promotion and relegation being a big feature of the revamped USL. Now, joining us to talk about the USL's plans is USL President and Chief Soccer Officer Paul McDonough. Paul, great to see you. You're looking good. How's everything?
Good. Things are good. How are you?
Yep. How long has USL been thinking about this League One status, first division status, we should say?
Things started about 3 years ago, right, when we were looking at things that could differentiate the league, and there were three main components that came out, right? One being changing the calendar, two was promotion relegation, and three was doing a Division I league. So we've been working on it. The Division I has kind of picked up really in the last 12 months as we were having conversations about promotion relegation, but it's really picked up over the last 12 months.
The last attempt to gain Division I status was by the NSL in 2016, but it failed to meet U.S. Soccer's standards for sanctioning. So why is this one different? Why is USL different from that?
Well, I think it's a different time. I don't know what happened with the NASL, right? I wasn't that familiar with it, but I think it's a different time now. I think the leadership of U.S. Soccer is very pro-growth. I think for us, we have established championship teams that have more ambition to compete at a higher level, and we can pull the whole ecosystem of Division I, Division II, and Division III, and hopefully bring promotion relegation to that system.
Okay, promotion relegation. We've opened Pandora's box. The final frontier for soccer in the United States. This is obviously a big deal. How do you implement it? How long does it take? I mean, really talk to us a little bit more about promotion relegation.
Yeah, it's a hard concept to implement, right? We thought it was, one of those things that we could get going. And as we went through the process with the championship in League One and talking about splitting the championship in two, that was very difficult for us. And, going promotion from Division II to Division II was hard. So that led us to pushing for Division I. At the same time, we're talking about promotion relegation. Our most ambitious owners are talking about higher standards, bigger stadiums, all those things. So, it just naturally led us here. And as we go through, there's still a lot of work to do, right? Promotion relegation, in the traditional sense, the way it is in Europe is one way, but playoffs are very important. So how do we incorporate promotion relegation plus playoffs, right? Where the regular season has a lot of jeopardy, but then you still have the playoffs for the fans, that there's a champion at the end. So we're going to look at two kind of separate competitions. So we're just going through all of that now.
Paul, when I see this and I hear it, I get excited, right? Because this is as close as it gets to European world football. So because it feels like the supporters have always been about this. Hey, let's do it, we're ready. But how did you get buy-in from the owners? Because it feels like the financial implications are maybe something that many owners kind of shied away from.
Yeah, it's been a process, right, of going through the pros and cons of promotion relegation. I think with us announcing the intention of going Division I, that's kind of almost led everyone into a better mindset. Now we're still talking to all the owners. We just got done with 2 days of Board of Governor meetings with Championship and League One, and the response was pretty good. We still have some work to do to get over that hurdle, but I think the first thing for us, right, we got to get the Division I going, and then we'll implement promotion and relegation.
All right, so Paul, we know on the women's side, the USL Super League did get that Division I status approved by US Soccer. Did that give you confidence that you could do it on the men's side as well? Was that a catalyst to really push forward with this?
I think the owners in the championship and people we talked to outside that were interested in coming into the league gave us confidence, right? Because the standards are there and you have to meet them. So when we talked to them, this is what it means to get sanctioning, they said, okay, we'll do it. And I think that gave us confidence. And again, I think it is U.S. Soccer. They're very pro-growth. They understand that if soccer is being played in more communities throughout the country, then that's going to be a good opportunity for more American players and for the fans of U.S. soccer.
So, Paul, my instincts tell me that this new league, there's going to be teams coming from different markets, right? You're not just going to promote teams from the championship. So I think the buy-in probably is much more significant, right? The investment to come into this league. Are there new markets that you have your eye on? Or can you share some of those markets, what some of those teams will look like?
Well, we're going to start the application process, right? Good try, Charlie.
Hey, it was worth it. Hey, you got me.
No, look, we're going to start an application process, right? And I think it would be fair to say that there will be some championship teams that apply. We will have some new outside ownership groups that come in and join the league. And then we'll have other people that join in League One and the championship, and we get a full system and we get this thing going, and hopefully it helps soccer grow in the country.
Okay, so Paul, USL Super League has come out and stated that they don't consider themselves a direct competitor to the NWSL. Would you now say with this move that USL is trying to do, that you are now trying to be a direct competitor to MLS?
No, look, I think we've got to focus on ourselves, right? I think when we look at the opportunity with the World Cup coming here, it's time for us to be bold and ambitious and make a move. And if we can implement this coming out of the World Cup, then I think, soccer in this country grows and it gets better across the board. And hopefully someday we can win a World Cup.
That's exactly what I said, Paul. It's great for the ecosystem in this country. But my question to you will be, what will the salaries look like? Because if I'm an American player and I'm coming into MLS, we've seen some of the salaries that some of the internationals, the foreigners are coming into the league and making. But if I'm an American player, will it be equivalent to what MLS American players are making? Will it be competitive? Because if it is, now we are talking about a real direct rival to MLS when you can get the same players that MLS can get.
Yeah, look, we're going to be younger, right? When you start in teams, it's a little harder. So I think some will rival it. I don't think, I think when you get into big salaries, multi-million dollars a year, that's not going to happen for us, right? But I think for American players, I think that there's going to be an opportunity to play, Division I soccer and make a really good living.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome.
So what are the next steps? You've put your flag in the ground. This is what we want to do. What's the next, 6 to 12 months look like?
Yeah, I think, like we said, we had the Board of Governor meetings the last couple of days. So we just got back last night. For us, it's starting the application process, vetting potential ownership groups, talking with them, continuing to talk with them about promotion relegation, announcing Division I teams, because people have to get going on infrastructure. Infrastructure in Division I is going to be so important. And we've really seen the value of building stadiums, right? Our championship teams that have built stadiums, they see their economics change greatly. So they have better sustainability. So all of those things are next for us. And, hopefully we can get to a stage that we can deliver the promotion relegation and everybody can just ramp up and get ready for it over the coming months or years.
So, Paul, in essence, why is promotion relegation so important for USL? And what's the sticking point for you?
For us, I think our system is very different, right? I mean, we have our owners are their own, they control their own destiny. And I think our system, right, where we're very much like the rest of the world, where clubs can kind of run and build themselves how they want. I think promotion relegation gives us a differentiator to align us with the rest of the world. It gives us more matches of consequence, dead rubber matches. We feel, we just play too many of them if you're not playing for something. And I think we just want to put an environment together where fans feel more pressure and consequences throughout the whole season. And I think that's will draw them to us.
Well, in doing so, will you change the calendar to match Europe's as well?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's something for us right now, right? Because if we do it, we've got to do it through all three leagues, and we're just not there yet.
All right, so Paul, we're hearing or seeing that to get into MLS, you have to pay $500 million. What is, if you could give us a guesstimate, how much is it going to cost to get into this new league of yours?
Because Jimmy just started a new team,
I'm curious.
So he's looking to invest.
I know some venture capitalists,
It'll be less than that.
All right, that's a nice dodge and deflect. So tell me about the trickle-down effect that this has. Obviously, with championship, but if you are a club that's a little bit smaller playing in League One right now, that's just the third division in this country,
Yep.
how do you start to look at your future, right? Obviously, you're encouraging them to start to think bigger, right? You're not just going to be stuck in League One. Now you have a real chance to move up the ladder.
Yeah, it's an education process for everybody, right? You know, if they have the ambition to go, and we talk to them what it's going to look like, right? Because as you go from League One to the championship, the costs are going to be different. Players are going to cost more money. Travel is going to be different. Referees cost more money. TV production costs more money. So every time you go up the ladder, it's going to cost a little bit more money. So it's the education process that everyone needs. But we're really talking about, you know, when you look at teams in our league, like Colorado Springs, 8,500 seat stadium. They built it. Their P&L changed drastically. They just hosted the final. We had our largest TV audience watch that game. It was in the morning. It was an unbelievable atmosphere. And when we're looking that this can happen in Colorado Springs and Louisville, Kentucky, it's only better for U.S. soccer if we can implement this system.
So, Paul, like the rest of the world, we hear all of the incredible stories, right, of rising from the bottom, the Wrexhams of the world, if you will. But it also has a really bad effect on the teams going the opposite way. So are there any safeguards or things that can
balloon payments
prevent teams from going bankrupt if they are to kind of slide down?
I think it's a little different in our system, right? We don't have the massive TV packages, right? That if teams get relegated, that hurts them so much. We are going to have to build in, you know, salary considerations, right? And we'll work with all the player union on that. Salary considerations if teams go up or go down. But, you know, if you get relegated from the, you know, top flight to championship, you're not going to see a massive drop. It's still going to be mainly based on local revenues. So I don't think it has that much of an impact for us right now, like it does in the rest of the world.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for your time. We wish you the best of luck on this journey. Promotion relegation, everybody. It's coming to the States. Paul McDonough,